But
and
his
we will
argument
do so
is
the best that we can with the minimal
if it's being
casualties.
done by the Hamas and on the instructions of Iran, why are common Palestinians being made to pay for it?
Because Hamas is hiding their infrastructure within civilian areas. Israel is not targeting, not a single target is a civilian target. Israel doesn't have an interest, like Samar was explaining, Israel doesn't have an interest in more Palestinians dying. In fact, quite the opposite. We don't want that. What we want is to disable Hamas's ability to carry out attacks on Israel. That means targeting weapons caches. That means targeting the infrastructure of Hamas, and unfortunately, some of which they have placed in civilian areas. That is why Israel has issued repeated warnings to, in some cases, whole buildings, multiple buildings, telling Palestinian families to evacuate. We don't want Palestinian civilians to die. It's a travesty if they are. And Israel does need to be mindful of that and careful and do the best that they can in order to protect civilian lives. At the same time, Israel's job is to protect its population at the end of the day. I also want to say one more thing. I reject completely the idea that it's a fringe opinion in Palestinian society to support Hamas. We have seen thousands of Palestinians in Gaza and also some in the West Bank who are major supporters of Hamas, who are cheering on these attacks and celebrating. We've seen it in Nablus. We've seen it in multiple cities throughout the Gaza Strip. It isn't just the Hamas terrorists themselves that are celebrating this. It's other people as well. Certainly not everyone. There are people like Samar who actually, I believe, desire peace and want to work to find better solutions, whether or not we agree on every single thing. But the reality on the ground is that we don't really have a strong majority within the Palestinian society that supports that.
Well, that's why we need to go to elections. In the elections, you will know what kind of support does the Palestinian give. Let me tell you something. Every single
But we saw in the Palestinian student elections that Hamas continues to win, and that's in the West Bank. So how can you say that Hamas is going to be defeated?
Emily, in these elections, people are punishing Abbas because they hate Abbas like they hate Hamas. They 18 years, and the guy is self-employing himself over Palestinians. And all what is he doing for us is half an hour crying every year in the podium of the General Assembly of the UN. That's what we are getting from Abbas. Half an hour crying in the UN every year, and that's it. He is totally disconnected from the Palestinian people, totally careless about what's happening to his people.
But what about the support that a section of the common people are giving what the Hamas is doing?
So students are punishing Abbas in the elections of I know Christian people who vote for Hamas in the elections of University of Birzeit University because they want to say no to Abbas, not yes to Hamas.
No, but
that may well be, but that doesn't change the fact that you'll have the same result also according to polling if there were actually to be elections.
But then when
that's why Mahmoud Abbas has refused to do elections.
Emily, people, the Palestinian people, and I know most of the Palestinian people are younger than 35 years old. The Gen Z of the Palestinian people, I know how much they are sensitive to a hope. They will vote to any hope. If any leadership comes in a campaign competing with Abbas and Hamas and says, we have a strategy to work with the Israelis, we have a path towards changing the quality of life of the Palestinians. And this is the plan. And these are our partners on the Israeli side. We talk to the right, we talk to the center, we talk to the left, we talk to these leaders, and these leaders agree with us. We will go into a 5 years of trust building. We will try to better the quality of life of the Palestinians. We will try to...
And Sama, maybe you should be the president of Palestine.
Emily, people will vote for hope. Trust me, because they need hope. Any individual, any human being.
Where are the leaders?
We would like to see a better future in Palestine, in the Palestinian areas. It is.
Where are the leaders who are promoting this narrative? Because the most popular figure is Marwan Barghouti, who's a convicted murderer. That's the most popular figure in Palestinian society. So where is the leadership that is actually interested in improving life for Palestinians?
Emily, trust me, I speak the voice of the young generation, the generation that have been denied to participate in the public life, in the political life, that have been denied. Now, 50% of those who have the right to voting in Palestine did not go in their life to the election boxes.
Mr. Sinijlawi, I think you've summed up beautifully the problem with this entire situation. Yes, there may be a section of Palestinians who want hope, who want change. You speak for that generation, but does this generation and that stream of thought really control what actually happens in Palestine? Or is it the likes of Hamas who are calling the shots? The unfortunate outcome, though, definitely is that you've got 900 people killed in Gaza. You've got 1,200 people, most of them civilians, killed in Israel. Who's going to be accountable for that? I'm out of time. I'll have to thank you both. Thanks very much for joining, but certainly hope that we see the end of this conflict sooner rather than later.